What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Derrick Casey coming to you live with video number 2 of the day. That's right, I am working back from home, so I got a little bit more time to come shoot some more videos, man. Like I say, for the last month and a half, I've been at the office training new sales employees, getting them ready so that they can get on the phones and sell. So I haven't had as much time as I would like to get on here and talk to you guys and share some information. But today, I want to talk to you guys about something that's very important, because this is just something that's been on my mind, something that I've experienced over my time, from a young man to becoming a father and married. And I see a lot of people that do this, so I want to talk with you guys about it, right? And the question that I have, and you see it in my title, is why do we neglect the things that we need, but prioritize the things that we want when it comes to our money? Okay? And what do I mean by that? Because think about this. Our relationship with money is all messed up. It's all messed up because when it comes to things that we truly want in life, whether it's taking a trip, maybe it's some shoes that you wanted to get, maybe it's a concert you wanted to go to, your favorite singers are coming into town, whatever the case, right? And it's something that you truly want, we will go out of our way to make sure those things happen. And it's crazy because you could look at something, right? Let's just say you're going on a trip. You're getting an Airbnb. You got a few people that's coming, and you guys are going to split the cost. They hit you up and say, okay, did the math. It's going to be about $300 per person to come have this and everything. The food's included, all of these things. That's good to go. In your mind, because you want to go, right, on this trip, you want to be in this nice Airbnb to hang out with your friends, your family, your loved ones, right? $300 in your mind doesn't seem like a lot of money. I mean, how many of you guys have ever done that, right? Where you've been sitting there and something that you truly want and you want to go get it in your mind to help you justify spending that money, you'll say things like, that's not a bad price. That $300 ain't bad at all. Them shoes, that's $180. Man, them some bad ass shoes, right? That's not a lot of money. That's actually a really good price, right? So we always have done this, right? When we look at things we want and the money that we spend on the things that we truly want doesn't seem so bad in our mind. However, let's flip the script a little bit, because when it comes to things that you truly need in your life, that's when now we have an issue. That's when we need to do more research. That's when we start procrastinating. That's when we don't want to make the sacrifices. What do I mean by that, right? So you think about it. You have a chance to go get health insurance for your family. You know that that is a need for your family, right? We all know that. Health insurance can be quite expensive. So you tell yourself, I can't afford that right now. You don't figure out how to go and get it or whatever the case to help offset some of the costs, just in case you, your children, your spouse, or anybody goes into the hospital for sicknesses or breaking bones or whatever the case, right? So you know you need this health insurance, but you neglect to get it because you can't afford it, okay? Then 6 months, a year down the road, one of your children get really sick, and now you got to go to the hospital. And now you got to pay full price for the services that the hospital give to your baby to make sure they feel better. And you know the first thing that you think in your mind? I wish I would have had health insurance. I wish I would have had health insurance. Here's another serious one. We know that we all need life insurance. We all know that. That's a very important piece. To help your family through the times, if God forbid something ever happens to you, we know we need it so that way it can help take care of final expenses, any debt that you may have. You got to have something in place. Most people will neglect to get life insurance because they'll convince themselves that they can't afford it, okay? Or maybe they had a loved one that neglected not to get life insurance because they couldn't afford it, and God forbid something happened to them. Now you got to go and you got to plan a funeral. You got to get all of these things together, and you don't have the money. So what did that force people to do? That forced people to start asking family members, setting up GoFundMe.com accounts to try to get the money so that they can at least take care of the final expenses And then when you go through the headaches of that while trying to grieve for a loved one, once the smoke clears, what's the thing that's running through your mind? I wish they would have had life insurance because I wouldn't have had to go through any of this. So all the things, it's crazy because the things that we need, that we neglect, are the very things that could offset any issues that may come in the future. You know what I'm saying? It's going to offset those things. You neglected to get health insurance, you get sick, now you got to pay more out of pocket because you didn't have health insurance. You don't get life insurance, and now, God forbid, something happens to you, and guess what? Now your family don't have any extra income to worry about a burial and taking care of things. Now they scraping the bottom of the barrel, asking everybody they know for help, when one decision could have helped offset all of those things, right? And that's something that really opened my mind because that's what I've been dealing with all my life. Now, it's not your fault, because if you didn't have these conversations when you were coming up, the importance of investing and doing those type of things and truly preparing yourself financially, that's a major reason why so many people have this type of mindset. That's the reason why, because we didn't have these conversations. But it's not too late. It's not too late for you to be able to start learning the things that are going to help offset some of the things that are going to happen in your future, not just for yourself, but for your children. This is a time for you to prepare for war in a time of peace. So as things are going well for you, you got to start making decisions now for what's going to happen in 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years from now. The decision you make today can impact those times. There's so many people right now, I'll give you for an example, that didn't know about investing. You know what I'm saying? Putting their money somewhere where it could grow for them and truly build them a retirement. As they get older, and now they're on the brink of retirement, and now they don't have the income there for them to truly retire, so which makes them have to go out here and get another job just to survive. And the thing is that when you retire from a job, who really wants to go back and work? That's the one thing that you are ready to get away from, but you're forced to go back into and literally work until you're in the casket. All because you didn't make a decision years ago to start preparing yourself. I'm telling you guys now, man, like, this is the time. And if this pandemic hasn't taught you anything, guys, you have to start preparing. Think about it. People working jobs, when them checks was coming in, life was good. They ain't think about nothing else. You couldn't tell them nothing. They didn't need nothing else. The job got it covered. Everything was good. This pandemic came in, started shutting down, started closing down businesses, millions of jobs lost. Nobody was prepared for that. And in turn, making them dependent upon the government to send them money so that they can stay afloat, so they don't lose their home, lose their cars, their lifestyles, just so they can stay afloat and pay bills. They're now dependent upon the government to send them money. Well, guess what's happening now, guys? The government is still playing around with your money. They still trying to come to an agreement on how much money they send you. This is something that's been happening. But if you guys would have prepared yourself for these times, making better decisions when this pandemic came about, it wouldn't have bothered you at all. You wouldn't have had to make any shift in anything that you were doing because you would have been okay financially. I'm telling you guys, this is something that is very important to listen to. And I know grown people don't like being told what to do. A lot of times when you come hear a message like this, you'll click off of it because it's like, I got it figured out. And the thing is that we make plans for everything else in our life. Family trips, weddings, baby showers. We make plans for everything else in life that we want. But when it comes time to make plans for the things that we truly need financially, we have no game plan set. We have no game plan set. I'm going to keep it real with you. This home-based business industry, guys, is literally exploding. It's exploding. And the people who realized exactly what was going on with this pandemic, when they got wind of it, they knew they needed to do something different. The people who decided to take action didn't have to change anything at all. They were still making money during this pandemic. They were still killing the game during this pandemic, not having to stress financially, not having to worry about how they were going to pay bills, not having to worry about how they were going to keep food on the table. They didn't have to worry because they were smart enough to look at what was going on. We got phrases like social distancing, which is an oxymoron. Because social means together, but distancing means apart. So how do you put these two words together to even make sense? But this is the reality that we live nowadays. This is the reality that we live with social distancing. Everybody now is doing things virtually, online. Kids are going to school online. People are working from home, having meetings online. All of these things, people are shopping online. Why? Because of that phrase, social distancing. So it's easier to shop online and have your stuff sent to you, right? So the crazy thing about it is that people need to wake up, because here's the thing. During this whole pandemic, guys, as you see millions of jobs lost, businesses closing down, airlines shutting down, pilots being forced into retirement, all of these different things, the one thing that has never, ever shut down during this pandemic was the internet. The internet has never shut down. Think about that. You were still shopping online. You were still browsing online. You were still able to get on social media. You were still able to do a lot of things. Your kids utilizing Zoom. All of these things. We are in a digital world now. So the fact that you can't fathom working from home with an opportunity, right? That you can't fathom working from home, especially during this pandemic that led us into this digital world that we're in right now, you're missing the whole point. You're missing it all. You missing it. It's crazy. Everything we doing is digital. Everything. And now that people are getting wind of that, and now you know that the internet has never shut down during the pandemic. Not one time have you seen any special report that says, we have a special report. 3,000 home-based businesses are shutting down due to the coronavirus pandemic. You ain't never heard any of that. You ain't never heard that. So not everybody is losing during this pandemic. Because people got smart. They started saying, hey, I don't have to just rely on this money from my job. Let me take some of this money I'm making so I can start me a business. And all of this stuff that you guys talk about. Listen, I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. These online opportunities that you guys call pyramid schemes, I call it pyramid genius. Pyramid genius. Why? Why do I call it that? Because it's a word called leverage. It's a word called leverage. Your job is leveraging you. You go to work, you clock in, they leveraging you to sell their products and service and keep their business running. And then what happens is when the revenue come in, the people at the top make the most money and trickle the rest down to you. So you are on the bottom of the corporate pyramid, whether you like it or not. You don't have no leverage. Okay? But when you get into the home-based business, multi-level marketing, network marketing, whatever you want to call it, now you get a chance to build a business and work with other people that want to build, and you build with them and you build leverage. So as people come in and they bring more people in, everybody eating. Everybody eating. That's pyramid genius, leverage. I would rather have, right, 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. So if you got a team of people that's duplicating the same thing and following the same blueprint, everybody, there's no way you can lose in this industry. I don't care what business you in. I don't care what business you're in. When you understand how it works and the word leverage and duplication, them two words together, magic. Leverage, duplication together equals magic. Straight up. And during this whole time, guys, this pandemic, I've been able to increase my income through my business by helping other people realize that these jobs are not loyal to you. on the brink of a pandemic, when they got to shut down, they going to shut down at the expense of your bank account. That means you're not going to be able to clock in. See, y'all get so fixated on the word guaranteed paycheck. Hey, I could talk to you guys like this because I still work a job. I still get a guaranteed paycheck. I was one of the fortunate ones that didn't have the effects of this pandemic stop me from being able to work my job. But hell no. Because when I see other people that's going through it, how long is this going to last for me? I'm not going to sit back just like, oh, we good over here. Nope. I'm going to start preparing myself, because if that can happen to somebody else at any given moment, it can happen to me. And I'm not putting my family in a position to have to worry about where they going to live, where they going to sleep, what they going to eat. You know what I'm saying? If we got wheels, I'm not putting them in that position, not one bit. So I'm preparing myself and my family by working my business. And then the cool part about this, guys, with the home-based business, and especially if you work a job right now, this is no longer a luxury, guys. It's a necessity to have a home-based business. Do you know that there are people that just get a home-based business just so they can save money on tax? They may not even work the business. They just got one in the portfolio so that they can utilize and leverage the tax laws that come along with having a home-based business. Did you know that? You probably didn't, because ain't nobody tell you, and they weren't going to tell you. And unless you were doing your own research and sitting down and reading to understand these things, you are missing out. Because a lot of y'all right now still work a job. Some of y'all work a job and have a business and still haven't adjusted your W-4. Some of y'all work a job and don't have any business at all, and you're overpaying in taxes. But nobody told y'all that. When I realized this, guys, it wasn't just about me making money and recruiting and selling products and services. I was like, hold up. I didn't know that all these benefits came with having a home-based business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, listen, I am ready to share this information. If you guys are tired of overpaying in taxes, if you're tired of having bad credit, having to pay higher interest rates and insurance premiums, if you're tired of being under debt and you've been trying to figure that stuff out the whole time, if you are tired of not having things together for your retirement and your kids' college fund, guys, I am going to share the very information that set the foundation for me and my family. Every time I come on these videos and I share something with you guys, it's not about nothing I read on Google or something that somebody told me. All right. Or I'm just trying to take an educated guess. I'm telling you guys from experience of what happened for me and my family and how we were impacted by this information. I am so glad that somebody cared about me enough to sit me in front of the information over a year and a half ago that I received. And I'm so thankful that God gave me the sense enough to say yes and take action. Because every day that I see what's going on in our economy right now, and seeing so many people losing, it makes my stomach hurt to think, if I would have said no to this opportunity, where would me and my family be today? See, a home-based business was something that I wanted because, I wanted to make more money, until I really started to understand the true value of having a home-based business. And now I know without a shadow of a doubt that it was something that I truly needed. Something that you truly need. Guys, did you know that if you get on board and you adjust your W-4, let me wait. Because here's the thing. You filled out your W-2 information incorrectly when you started your job, which is the reason why you're overpaying in taxes. Okay? So when we talk about filling out a W-4, it's probably a little overwhelming to you, right? Having to sit down and figure those things out. Well, what if I told you we had a program with a team of licensed experts and enrolled agents with the IRS that will actually adjust and fill out the W-4 for you so you don't even have to make no mistakes. Would that be interesting to you? Let me ask you this. If you could start with us and get an instant pay raise at your job of $300 to $600 extra a month coming into your household, would that be beneficial to you? If you had a team of experts that helped you to hire to get those credit scores up so the insurance premiums and interest rates can come down, would that be of benefit to you? If you had a team of experts that could help you eliminate your debt in record time, saving you thousands of dollars on interest, giving you an end date when you are going to be out of debt and a millionaire date, would that be beneficial to you? Would having a team of experts showing you how to invest, the best ways to save, grow, and protect your money, tax-free with no risk of loss, while showing you guys how to purchase land in the path of growth, 20 to 40% below the market value, right? So that way you could turn around and sell it to the developers and big companies for retail costs. Would that be beneficial to you? If you answer yes to some or all of those questions, all I'm asking you to do, take a look into the information. Because I'm telling you, what you're going to see and what you're going to hear, it's going to be embedded in your mind. And it's going to wake you up at night. Every day that you're going through something rough in your life financially, it is going to wake you up. You're going to keep looking into the information just so you could feel inside like, man, this could work. This could be helpful. And boy, when you guys take action and you can see what this opportunity can do for you, it is going to be a game changer. Just a quick overview before I get off. Because of this opportunity, so many things have changed for me. The first thing that changed was I was able to stop overpaying in taxes. I was able to save an additional $450 in my check every single month. Every single month. An additional $450 coming into my household. That was powerful. I got the chance to see my credit scores go up. I'm almost at 700. But during this year, during the pandemic, I was able to walk onto a car lot and purchase a brand new vehicle, a 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander with a third row seat in it, something that our family had been looking for. I was able to go on the lot and get a brand new vehicle with only 7 miles on it. Only 7 miles. I'm 36 years old. I ain't never had a brand new vehicle ever in my life. Every time I stepped onto a dealership, it was always love in the beginning before they start inputting my information. And once they start inputting my information, that's when the whole attitude changed in the room. And now they want to sell me the car that's sitting behind the fence that's been there for the last, 10 years. And now they're trying to explain to me why I qualify for that. I've been through all of those things. Through all of those. Dealing with debt. Not having no money to invest it in our financial future for ourselves, our children. Nothing. Because I didn't know. And because of this opportunity, guys, it has allowed me to team up with some experts in the game with over 25 years of experience that understand the laws through and through, that protect us and utilize those to our advantage so that way we can truly make wealth real in our lives. Man, this thing is an absolute blessing. And a lot of you will turn it down before even looking into the information. Y'all worried about the cost. Y'all worried about everything else that has nothing to do with what this opportunity can offer for you. All you got to do is look into it. That's it. All you got to do is see the same information that everybody has been shared with. And I'm telling you, it's going to change the way you think. And when you get started, it's going to change the way that you live. Hands down. I am a firm believer that this opportunity alone could literally change everything that's happening in our economy financially for people. And that's real. That's real talk. So I just wanted to come on here and share that with y'all. All right? We got to deprogram our mindset so we can reprogram that mindset with some more valuable information. Because the information that you've been programmed with is the reason why you've been stuck for so many years. We got to get rid of them old habits, the old way of thinking, and we got to start thinking in a new way, a bigger way. Is exactly what we need to be doing. And I made a promise to myself, to my team, to everybody that I'm going to do everything in my power to help impact as many lives as I can by just sharing this information. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe that this could be for you, all I'm asking for you guys is to look into the information. And even if it's not for you, share this with somebody that you love. Because just because you don't feel it will work for you doesn't mean that it may not work for somebody that you care about. So don't be selfish because you don't see value in it for yourself. Get it to somebody else. Let them be the deciding factor on that. Because here's what I know. If you pass this up and you pass it along to somebody else and you see somebody winning by doing that, you're going to be back. You definitely going to be back. You're going to be like, man, I knew I should have signed up when they told me. I could have signed them up. Now they killing the game. I see it happen all the time. So, but anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I love you guys. God bless. This is, like I said, this is the time, man. This is the time. What are you willing to sacrifice to put yourself in position to come out of this pandemic on top? What are you willing to sacrifice? How much time are you willing to put in? What are you willing to invest? What is your freedom? What does your freedom mean to you? Your time freedom, your financial freedom. What does that mean to you? These are questions you should be asking yourself. And if y'all got any questions for me, y'all already know what to do. Hit me up. Like I said, I'll be busy during the day, but I can get back to you and talk with you and answer any questions that you guys have. But man, the time is now. Let's stop playing around with our financial futures. We don't know what's going to happen next year. Just so many crazy things going on. And I just want to make sure that you guys have the information that is going to help you overcome some of the challenges that we are about to embark on. All right. So y'all enjoy the rest of your day. It's your boy, Derrick Casey, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. Thank you for listening to this message. If you like the information in this video, guys, like, share, and comment. Drop it down below. Let me know where you're chiming in from. If you want to add something to the video, drop it in the comments. People need to hear this information. People need to hear it. But like I said, tomorrow ain't promised. All we have is today. What you gonna do with it, all right? So y'all enjoy the rest of your night. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.